Hello, welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I'm Terry. This really is Jen this time.
Yee! Hello.
How
Yee.
you going, Jen?
I'm good. I was on time. I was like, oh,
Yes,
see.
you were. You were early, in fact.
Yep.
So the topics this week: Birmingham is kind of like a mini Henry Novak situation where this guy, what's his name? I had it on my bookmarks. I'll look it up. Cody Harper. So he was getting attacked by these two black guys, and so the UK police, being the UK police, they arrested him. How dare he, bruise those innocent, lovely black people's knuckles with his
Those poor baby angels.
yeah. How dare he? Um, and obviously, because of the uproar on Twitter, I think they're looking into it and they're hopefully going to let this guy go. But that was retarded. Binface, Nigel Farage is in trouble because he didn't disclose some sort of political donation. So his plan to avoid getting in trouble was to step down and then run for re-election. And the only person running against him is Count Binface, who is just like a troll candidate, obviously. BBC, this one is quite devious because a lot of people in England were just like canceling their TV licenses because who the fuck watches TV in 2026? So
It's also the BBC.
yes, well that's it. The TV license is supposed to fund the BBC, but if no one is watching TV, they've decided we're going to pressure YouTube to put BBC content at the top of the recommendations. So now, you watch YouTube, technically you are now accessing the BBC. We can charge a TV license for you watching YouTube, which I think is really like devious and horrible. But I mean, it's the government. And Befund is just refund, but I want everything to start with a B. This guy on Twitter, he made a game on Steam, and it was like really, really short, and people could finish it within 2 hours. And since the rules on Steam are if you claim a refund within the first 2 hours of playing it, you get guaranteed refund. He's having a hissy fit because people are returning his game after completing it. And I mean, you get what you deserve. Make a better game or a longer game, one that people don't want to refund.
I mean, that's just it though. Like if it's that short of a game that you can complete it in the time frame, that might be the category of a free game or something that costs like $2.
Well, the thing is, he charged, I think it was $5
Okay.
for the game. And
Still.
But the thing is, Steam's return policy before you even conceive of the game, know their return policy. So if you have a game that can be completed within 2 hours, you have three basic choices. You can either just accept that a lot of people are going to refund your game because they're going to have basically a chance for a free game, so why wouldn't they? You can make the game longer, or you can just not release it on Steam and release it on like itch.io or somewhere else that is not quite as lenient with their refund policy. But yeah, he's like making this severe push to get Steam to change their refund policy because he sees it as like abusing the system. And I can like, if you genuinely enjoyed the game, it's probably a bit scummy to then refund it just because you can. But if you're like, that's it, it took me 90 minutes to finish this shitty game, then of course you deserve a refund. No, I have no problem with people refunding those games. It's
I muted myself. I was like, shit sucks. And then I was like,
yeah.
That joke's no good no more.
Yeah. So yeah, I have no sympathy for the guy. I imagine that Steam is just going to tell this guy to fuck off. I can't imagine that they would, because Steam got like legally pressured into offering a refund policy at all. So I kind of think they're going to respect the EU and Australian government more than some dickhead who doesn't like that his game got refunded. And yes, just pointing out that you were quiet. Yes, you are. Apparently, you muted yourself, but you're back now. But yeah, I've got no sympathy for the guy. I think Steam is just going to tell him to go away because, I mean, the fines from the EU and Australian government are probably more significant than some loser doesn't like his game getting returned.
What he should do is grow his big pants and like, okay, I'm not going to sell the game at the moment. Let's take it off and then like increase the length. Another hour.
Yeah, I've got no problem if he wants to do an update to the game, add an extra hour of content. Yeah, go for it. Have fun. And then
be like hindsight, it was easier than I thought,
Yeah. If people play it for 3 hours and it's outside the return window, cool. That's fine. The rule doesn't change based on the length of the game. It's just, you know what? Did you play it for 2 hours or not? You did? Okay, then you can't return it. You didn't? Here's your money back. Duck Dog is talking about some soccer tournament that America beat Australia in. That means Tim Tams are cookies. I don't see how any of that follows logically. I mean, I will admit I don't know what soccer tournament you're talking about. So maybe America did beat Australia, but I don't understand how America beating Australia at kickball changes the intrinsic properties of Tim Tams. I think you lost me there.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm not a soccer player or a soccer watcher or soccer enjoyer, to be honest. So maybe Duck Dog knows more about it than I do.
The only story I saw, I didn't keep the article for it, but I saw it last week. And it was the FIFA side in New Mexico. So apparently they had they were expecting about 8,000 people from the UK to go to Mexico for their end of it.
Okay.
And I guess they had warnings that 200 activists were going to go and try to fuck with people.
Oh, fun.
In Mexico. And I was just like, okay, so Mexico isn't really the richest of countries. So when they know that they can get money from 8,000 possibly rich UK people, people who are usually nice and polite and willing to give tips and things like that, you're fucking with their money.
but just by being from the UK, by Mexican standards, you're probably rich. The difference in financial strength is such that even a poor British person is going to be considered wealthy in Mexico.
Yeah, basically.
Obviously, fucking with people's money is a good way to get in trouble. I don't think I would want to be one of those protesters.
No, I was just kind of like, have fun with that. I don't associate. Sorry, well, no, I'm not sorry. Mexico, have fun with it, Mexico.
Yes. And Duck Dog says that Mexico is a corrupt shithole. Londoners would feel right at home. I mean, sure, yeah, basically. I can't believe how shitty the UK has gotten. The first three topics that I put in the thing are all related to the UK. It is because everything shit that's happening is happening there for some reason.
They become a weird situation there.
Yeah.
Blame Starmer. He's a wanker.
He is. I did think apparently this Captain Binface is actually a lefty, but honestly I don't care. I just think if you're willing to be a troll candidate and basically just screw around and fuck up on an election, I'd vote for that.
At least it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Farage either, so I mean, what's the difference? If he is a rabid lefty, then either way, I get a person I don't like running the country or the county or whatever it is. So yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with Captain Binface. He did actually release his campaign promises, which I thought were quite funny. His promises are: building at least one affordable house, nationalizing the pop singer Adele, bringing back CFAX, I don't know what that is, and moving the hand dryer in the gents' toilets of the Crown and Treaty pub in Uxbridge to a more sensible position. So that's his platform. That's what he's campaigning on.
Special.
Yes. And I would vote for all of that over Farage. JB says UK is so fucked they would ban a song like Dance with the Devil by Immortal Technique. Meanwhile, the actual event is happening down the street. I don't know what song that is, but yeah. The UK is indeed fucked. And yes, Doctor is pointing out that Captain Binface looks like a Doctor Who villain.
He is a Doctor Who villain.
Yeah. But I think that's part of the appeal is like he's deliberately so ridiculous that like even if you wanted to take him seriously, he's making sure you can't. And obviously he's not going to win. Like as funny as it would be if he did, he's not going to. Like anyone with common sense can see that he's not going to win. But since he's the only person running against Nigel Farage, he might get, like 10% of the vote or something silly like that. But he's not going to win. Okay, so JB says it's a hardcore gangster rap song, and you've instantly lost me. I didn't even read the rest of the sentence. Yeah, I'm not going to listen to rap. It's yes, and what else we got? The Birmingham, where the basically the mini Henry Novak. That was, I don't know why it keeps happening. I mean, I do, but you know what I mean. So there's this guy getting attacked by these two black guys, and then this female cop just charges at the victim, pins him against the wall. He takes a swing at her, not knowing that she's a cop, and so now they're like arresting him for assault on an officer. It's like, you didn't tell him you were a police officer. You just charged at the guy who was still, reeling from being attacked, pinned him against the wall, and you're surprised that he reacted the way he did? No. I think Elon Musk and Twitter have once again saved the day, because I guarantee if this didn't trend on Twitter, that poor guy would be in prison for a long time.
Yep, they would twist the story. Oh, look, we caught the racist guy who was going after migrants or something stupid, even though no, he was defending himself.
But I guarantee that if Henry Novak hadn't exploded the way that story did, they would have more than happy to bury that story. They weren't going to tell anyone if people didn't find out. Johnny says the AI memes from that are funny. I've only seen, what's his name, like Dr. Clown or something like that. All the AI memes I've seen have come from him, and they're all the same thing. Like, it was funny the first time, but I don't need 10 variants of the same exact joke. So I think, I think he should at least try and maybe vary it a bit or come up with a different joke. But it's literally just 10 different versions of white guy gets attacked and the female cop beats him up. Alabama and England have something in common. Birmingham is a violent city unworthy of saving. Yeah, I can agree with that. It sounds like a shithole. I don't know anything about the American one, but the English one doesn't sound like a very nice place.
Yeah. I mean, Birmingham is always... I've never really heard of Birmingham as being a nice place. They've been kind of... Yeah. My understanding is they kind of low end as it was. And that's what they do. They put in migrants in low end places. So it's like, oh, good.
JB is saying God Save Birmingham. Birmingham was great. I will assume that's another rap song because I have no idea what that is. This is unrelated to any of the topics, but Reckless Ben has been given the go-ahead to release his videos again. The gag order has been dropped. From what I heard, Ben's lawyers actually got it in place that Bricks and Minifigs would have to pay Ben for each day that he was under the gag order, because obviously this is costing him money, right? If he can't publish videos, then he's being financially impaired by the gag order. And so I think as soon as that came down, it's like, you know what, we can drop it. We can drop the gag order. That's fine. We don't need to give him money. But yes, so
I'm glad he got a lawyer finally.
yeah. So the third video is available on his Patreon. He says it'll be available on YouTube in a couple of days. So if you want to see it now, go give him some money. JB, what were his finances beforehand, though? If you're talking about Reckless Ben, well, the thing is, he was exploding in popularity because of the Bricks and Minifigs videos, and the gag order halted that momentum. So I think he could actually make a decent claim that he was financially impaired, because if he had been allowed to ride that momentum, his third video probably would have made him quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was restrained from releasing it for a month, I think that's definitely financial harm that he can make a solid case for, and apparently did make a solid case for, because they very quickly dropped the temporary restraining order. Maybe YouTube. No. It's nothing to do with YouTube. The gag order came from Bricks and Minifigs. They're the ones who imposed the restraining order, and so they're the ones who are stopping him from making money through his videos. And it's not just YouTube, because he couldn't release his videos on Patreon either. He was under a restraining order. He was not allowed to mention the company at all. So he couldn't even release his videos on Patreon, where he's unquestionably making money. So yeah, he definitely had financial hardship as a result of the restraining order. And yeah, I'm glad that he was compensated for that, and I'm glad that it was dropped, because I want to see the third video.
I also want to see his lawyer. I don't know how far they're going to take this, but I hope somebody goes after the police department in that town.
In Utah.
Yeah. Because that amount of crazy corruption, that's affecting the people living there.
Well, I think that's actually the bigger story. The Lego thing is the one that kind of caught everyone's attention, but the police corruption in American Fork is far more serious. Some guy stole some Lego. That's a bad thing, but institutional corruption on the level that was exposed in Utah, that's much more important than a Lego robbery. Even though the Lego robbery was still very bad, it's nothing compared to the police corruption that was exposed.
Yeah, pretty much.
So hopefully his third, and he's apparently working on a fourth video. I mean, he'd be foolish not to. But hopefully his third and fourth videos do go into the police department stuff, because I think that's where a lot of the interest is. Obviously, Bricks and Minifigs is a major part of the story, but I think there's a lot of people who were telling Ben, there was we don't even care about the Lego anymore. You need to go after these cops, man.
Yeah, the cops were way more concerning.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's just the question. Sorry.
No, Duck Dog is saying, having seen a recent video about an engine rebuilder in American Fork, I'd be hard pressed to say there's an honest person in that whole town. I don't know anything about the people of American Fork. I can only speak to the police officers that were involved in the false arrest of Reckless Ben, and they all need to go. It's documented that they conspired to manufacture charges against him. They did an illegal traffic stop. They did all sorts of shit. They fucking swatted this guy because they their friend, and they didn't tell the judge that it was their friend who owns the Airbnb that Reckless Ben was staying at, mentioned Lego to them. Like, oh, perfect. Let's go shove guns in his face and look for these stolen Legos, and we can manufacture. Yeah. The shit that they've got up to is utterly despicable, and yeah, the whole fucking department is shut down.
That's the thing with being a public service member. Like you have to have trust with the public in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of damage that's doing to the trust in law enforcement in general is like, because you got to think, if you're the average American, you don't think that kind of corruption is just in one particular county. You're like, if it's that bad in one location, it's probably pretty bad in a lot of other locations too. So if these people aren't strictly punished for everything that they've done, the faith in like law enforcement is just going to plummet, and you don't want that kind of legitimacy crisis. Johnny says, did the Airbnb renter actually know them? Yes. The cop is actually heard saying, you remember that guy we did, I think it was like did drugs with or did something with? He actually owns this place. So yeah, the cop said in his own words in Reckless Ben's video that the guy who owns the Airbnb is friends with the police officer, and that fact was not disclosed to the judge when they got the warrant to raid it. So yes, that is extremely fucked up. You there, Jen?
Yep. Right here. Sorry.
you just sort of went quiet. I wasn't sure if...
Nope. Just interested in the conversation because, like, yeah, it's a crazy... It's a weird story.
Yeah. I think Reckless Ben went over... I think he's got over 1 million subscribers now because of this, just because of the Lego story. Like before the Lego story, no one knew or cared who he was, and then suddenly he's everywhere. It's like he's got like 1 million subs now. Let me check. Actually, I'm sure I can find his channel. I should be subscribed to it. Let me have a quick look. Scrolling. My mouse scrolls terribly. I don't know what's wrong with it. Reckless Ben. Here we go. He has 1.5 million subscribers. So Good job, Ben.
Well, it's one of those stories where in a lot of weird random ways people can relate.
Yeah.
Like not entirely, but a lot of us are that age group where your parents are passing. And then it's also like, I have a collection of my own toys. Like what if I were to go in and see if they're worth anything? Like that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to just go and sell it, but just to see if they're actually worth something.
I hope that Bricks and Minifigs goes out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way they've handled this is so insanely incompetent. Like because CoffeeZilla did his video, right, and he found that the actual amount that the Lego was worth is not 200,000 like was initially claimed. It was closer to 107,000, and of that, the amount actually still owing to Brian was like 80 grand. So instead of just giving Brian 80 grand to make the whole thing go away, they blew up their reputation. And now, you'd be absolutely insane to trust Bricks and Minifigs with anything at this point. So the reputational damage and the legal fees that they've paid, all to what? Save 80 grand? It's so ludicrous. I really hope they just can't recover from this and they go out of business.
Me too. Sometimes people deserve it a little bit. And the thing is, definitely. With being like a sort of kind of a pawn shop, absolutely it's based off of customer faith.
Yeah. So, I mean, but see, like I don't have any Lego. there's no bricks and minifigs stores in Australia that I'm aware of. But if I was an American Lego collector, there is no chance in hell I trust bricks and minifigs ever again. It's like I don't know what their competition is, but you can guarantee I'd be going to them and not bricks and minifigs. And JB says ludicrous. I thought Terry didn't like rap. I will assume, because it's the only way the joke makes sense, that ludicrous is the name of a rap person. And yes, he's clarified. There's an MC named Ludacris. Okay, yeah, that was the only way the joke made sense, was if that was the case. So I just kind of assumed that must be the case. But Silver Ravenwing says, "Are we sure we need to know about Jen's toy collection?"
What? What? I'm kidding.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I that's the Reckless Ben update. Things are looking good as far as I can tell for Ben. So yeah, I'm happy with that outcome. Looking forward to the videos. I think it'll be yeah. I think the police thing is definitely something that needs more of his attention. Silver Raven says that's for Minions After Dark on Only Pause. Well, I mean, that might be getting a bit much. I think maybe dial it down a bit. But yeah. So what else have we got that's going on? Binface, BBC. Yeah, I think we covered most of the topics, at least superficially. I don't know what else is going on. Let me see what's happening on Twitter. Lots of pictures of Tifa, so obviously the Twitter algorithm knows what I like, but that doesn't help me now. More Binface stuff, but I don't really. I can't watch videos, so I can't see what they're doing.
We could always just ask the chat. Like, do you guys know anything going on that we could look up?
Yeah, Reformer questioning who funds Count Binface. This is better than anyone could have imagined. I don't know anything about Count Binface except that he's running against Nigel Farage, and that in itself is hilarious. BBC thing is screwy but not surprising. Yeah, I mean, I think it's clever. It's evil, but it's clever, because the whole thing was like people were cancelling their TV licenses because, one, it's absurd that you need a license to watch television in the first place, and two, why would you be watching TV in current year? So, I mean, I understand that the UK government was like, well, we need a way to force them to pay for the BBC again. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they're pressuring YouTube to to prioritize BBC over like other independent creators.
It's because they can't sell themselves. If they're not able to sell themselves even on the tax dollars, then yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I saw was there's like these cars in the EU. They're mandating that they have like eye trackers, so that if you look away from the road, I don't know exactly what happens, but it will detect that you're not looking at the road, and I don't know if it gives you a fine or it makes a sound or it does something, but they're framing it as driver safety, but obviously it's just we want to put cameras in cars so we can see what our citizens are doing at all times. Silver Ravenwing is talking about the PlayStation getting rid of physical copies. I actually talked to Adam about this the other day. I agree with Louis Rossman and Asman on that, where physical media is still important, but I think the focus should be on preserving consumer rights for digital purchases instead. Like, instead of saying, fuck you, you bought this game online, so of course the company can just steal it back. It should be, well, no. How about you have the same ownership rights over digital products as you do over physical ones? I think that's a more important fight, because obviously, like, the majority of game sales are coming from online purchases, the number of people who still want physical media is shrinking because it's so much more convenient to buy stuff online. So I think instead of as well as fighting to preserve physical media, the real fight should be how do we make digital purchases just as secure as physical ones? Silver Raven says that's why physical media is important. We own the copy. The thing is, people are saying, I mean, you own that piece of plastic, but they can and have stolen games from people on physical media. So
true.
Just owning the physical disc isn't the security that you think it is. Yeah, Silver Raven is complaining about the fact that you're just like buying licenses to play games, which they can revoke at any time. Yeah, and that I have a big problem with. I think that's what needs to change. But the thing is, like the whole thing that kicked off Stop Killing Games was the crew. The crew comes on a disc. There's a bunch of people who have a physical copy of the crew, and it is a coaster because they broke the game. They turned off the servers that are required for the game to run. So even if you buy the physical copy, yes, you own that particular piece of plastic, but that doesn't guarantee access to the game. Not anymore. Oh, there you go. Johnny Hellcat says his nephew had the crew. Yeah, and then they stole it. It's the same with Concord. They not only turned the servers off for Concord, if you had it on your PlayStation, they deleted it off your hard drive. So, like, sure, you can use the disc to reinstall it, but yeah, the game is broken. Like, there is no way to play Concord at all, even if you want to. So no, having a physical copy of a disc does not guarantee ownership at all. And yeah. Johnny Hellcat is saying, let's talk about Ariana Grande. That's because I used Adam used a concert as an example of why it's actually okay for them to steal games, which perplexed me. And so, yes, Ariana Grande was the first name I thought of when I was talking about this with Adam, to like for a singer whose concert you might want to attend. Because I don't know I don't know what singers are famous these days. I listen to music from my era. I don't listen to music from the modern day. And Silver Raven says she's a bad singer. I will take you at your word. I don't know a single Ariana Grande song. I know her name, and that's all I needed to make the point that I was making with Adam.
Ariana is peddling Eugenia Cooney energy. Yeah.
Yeah, she is looking rather malnourished.
Mm-hmm.
Silver Raven is saying if buying a game isn't owning a game, then piracy isn't stealing. Piracy is not stealing, because for it to be stealing, you would have to deprive the original owner of their property. And when you pirate a game, you don't do that. You are making a copy. It's probably copyright infringement. I think they could make a very strong case that it's that. But by its nature, it is inherently not theft, because they aren't losing a copy of a game. It's not like you're walking into a game store, picking up a physical thing and walking out with it. In that case, the store no longer has that physical copy. But if you're making a copy, like if you're copying a file that you shouldn't be copying, then no, that is not theft. That is copyright infringement. But on the subject of piracy, this is also something that came up when I was talking to Adam, funnily enough. My stance on piracy is if it's reasonable to obtain a legitimate copy, then you should. I think if the game is like 20 years old, then it's not being sold anymore. If like if it's like a Nintendo 64 game, you probably don't need to feel guilty about emulating a Nintendo 64 game. But if you, for instance, want to play for some reason Final Fantasy Revelation when it comes out, I don't think you should be allowed to just get a free copy because you don't feel like paying for it. I think you should. I think if you want to play it, you should pay for it. If you don't want to play it, like if you don't want to pay for it, then just don't play it. Like, I think and yeah, Silver Raven is saying emulation. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I think emulating is fine for those specific cases where the game is either really, really old or out of print, or it's like if you wanted to play Chrono Trigger, I don't expect you to buy a Super Nintendo off eBay, then buy a copy of the game, and then buy a TV that you can actually plug a Super Nintendo into. That is far more than a reasonable ask. So in the case of something like that, yeah, just emulate it. I will not judge you.
Yep. Nothing wrong with
it. Says that's communist talk. I don't think it is. I don't think it's communist talk to say that you should pay for things that you want to own. I think it's quite the opposite, actually. The communist would be like, you don't own that, so just give us all your money and then we'll distribute it for you. But no, I think mine is a reasonable middle ground. I think if there's something you want to experience, be it a video game or a movie or whatever, and it's reasonable to do it legitimately, then yeah, do it legitimately. And I know you said you were joking, but I'm playing along with the joke. But yeah, no, I've got no problem with piracy of like really, really old stuff or stuff that's inaccessible or otherwise difficult to obtain. But yeah, if it's a recent game and you want to play it, then pay for it. I mean, I'm not going to endorse stealing, or sorry, not stealing, piracy. It's easy linguistic hang up, but yeah, it is not stealing, but it is, yeah. There's a movie called Hanjiro, which I can only find on Bilibili. Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, if it's not reasonable for you to obtain a copy, then yeah, watch it on Bilibili. Have fun. But yeah, like that's why if there's a movie that's on YouTube, generally I'll pay the $2. It's like when I wanted to watch Young Einstein a few years ago, I gave YouTube $2 or $3 or whatever it was to watch Young Einstein. I'm not going to like illegitimately obtain a copy. I don't need an illegitimate copy. I've got $2. It's fine.
Sorry.
And Silver Raven is quoting a song by Ailstorm. I've heard of Ailstorm. I've never listened to their music, but piracy is a crime and crime doesn't pay, so we go home like at the end of the day, we're here to drink your beer. Okay, I mean, cool. I mean, I might have to listen to that song. JB says he owns a few YouTube movies. I didn't think it was worth like paying to quote unquote own the movie. I only wanted to watch it once. And next time I want to watch Young Einstein, I can pay another $2. It's fine. And hello to Green Badger in chat. Also, while I've got him here, Johnny, I did want to ask, how are you enjoying Hitman? Because you DM'd me saying that you got it working, and then Twitter didn't tell me that you DM'd me. So by the time I saw the DM, it was already like a day or two later. So let me know in chat how you're enjoying Hitman if you've had a chance to play it. And Silver Raven says it's called Drink by Ailstorm. All right, I'll look into it. It seems topical. Johnny says he's played it twice and haven't touched it since. Fair enough. I actually really liked Hitman. The newer ones, the ones that came out in 2016, I want to say. I think that's when the games came out. Those ones, they're actually really good. I tried going back and playing the older ones, but I couldn't get into them the same way. I think the World of Assassination, I believe it's called. If you like Hitman, if you like stealth games. Ooh. You okay, Jen?
Oh yeah, just have a cough. Yeah. Sorry.
No, if you like stealth games or assassination games or anything like that, I do think Hitman is good. One warning that ties into what we were talking about. It does require an internet connection for a single player game, so you do run the risk of them just deciding "fuck you," we're turning off the servers, and the game's just not going to work anymore. So that if that puts you off buying it, I fully understand. I bought it accepting that risk, but I probably wouldn't today. 10 years ago, I was a different person. Johnny says he was watching Metal Commander try to play it, and it kept crashing his computer. Oh, that sucks. I wanted to give it a second college try, and it seems to work. Yeah, I mean, have fun with it. I like I said, I really like the game. John Carpenter's Vampires was a weird movie because it had a strange backstory on the vampires. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen any of John Carpenter's movies, which is sad because I've heard wonderful things. Like everyone says that The Thing is like a really good movie. Haven't seen it. I don't know what else John Carpenter's made. Apparently he made this vampire movie. But yeah, he sounds like a really good director, but I haven't seen it.
Yep.
It's no, I've never seen a John Carpenter movie. At least that I know of. If you name some in chat, maybe I'll be like, oh, I have seen that one. But to the best, hang on. What's the one with Roddy Piper? They Live. Did John Carpenter direct that? I've seen They Live. If They Live was John Carpenter, I've seen that. But if it's not, then I don't think I've seen any of his stuff.
I don't know.
JB says Prince of Darkness, Ghosts, Mars, The Fog. Not seen any of them. And yes, apparently Jay Blizzard is confirming that he did do They Live. So in that case, I've seen one John Carpenter movie. I've seen They Live, and I liked it. It was a good movie. But then again, I also really liked Roddy Piper back when he was alive. So, that made it a lot lot easier to watch because I do like the guy.
That always helps.
He did the first Halloween with Michael Myers. I don't think I've seen that. I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't know if you've noticed, but one thing I do know is when he says Michael Myers, that is not the Mike Myers from Austin Powers fame. No. This is the name of the villain is also Michael Myers.
Kind of makes you wonder what was going on with Michael's mom when she named him. Like, did he come before or after the movie? I think it was before.
I have not seen Escape from New York, and I have not seen Big Trouble in Little China. So even if he did direct those movies, I still haven't seen them. So it looks like I'm clocking in at one John Carpenter movie, which is more than I thought.
Maybe his mom was just into Oscar Mayer meters,
Yeah, maybe. It's but yes, I think it's been well established that Hammer is the movie person. I'm the games person.
I just haven't been into the theater experience in a long time because it's expensive and.
I genuinely do not remember the last movie that I watched because it would have been whatever Frosted was showing on like his Discord last time I watched with him, and that was months ago because I deleted my Discord, so I couldn't tell you what the last movie I watched was.
The other thing too is like a lot of the ones that I would be like, okay, I'd visit that one because they have an arcade or something, at least there's something else to do. It's not like when you were a kid and you could go to an arcade with a pocket full of coins.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
I used to love those like the video game arcades.
Yeah.
A Time Zone was one that we had. There was another one that I forget the name of, but yeah, there were a couple of those places, and yeah, they're just like wall to wall arcade machines, and you just put a few, because it was obviously a lot more expensive for Australians than it was for Americans. We don't have quarters. We were paying 60 cents instead of 25 for each credit. But yeah, that was a long time ago. Green Badger says the last movie I watched in the theater was 1917. Now I don't know if he means a movie called 1917 or he's a lot older than I thought, and he went to the movies in 1917. So
you never know.
Yeah, I didn't think he was, coming up on 100 years old, but
put you on the spot there a little bit, Green.
But I mean, I don't know anyone in chat's age. I know Johnny's age because he's like a couple of months younger than me, but that's basically it. I don't know how old people are. There's no reason for them to tell me. And Silver Evening says the guy who directed Batman and Robin with George Clooney also directed the vampire movie Lost Boys. Who did direct that? The movie was called 1917. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know who directed Batman and Robin. I know Joel Schumacher did Batman Forever. Did he also do Batman and Robin? Oh, he says it was Joel Schumacher. Okay, because I knew he did the other one, but I didn't know if he did Batman and Robin as well. Okay, and I haven't seen The Lost Boys, but I have seen Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Back when I was a movie watcher, 30 years ago. He also did Phone Booth, which is a great movie. Never heard of it. This is why we need Hammer to come back. He'd be like, "Oh, Phone Booth, that was an amazing movie. Oh, this is what happens in that movie," and then he could talk to you for 15 minutes. But no, I've not heard of that one. In Bruges is crazy funny. I don't know what that is. Anytime JB mentions something I don't know what it is, I'm going to assume it's a rap song or a rap singer. So, Mr. Bruges may be very funny. I don't know. I'm not sure what else is going on. Steam Summer Sale is on, I think, for a little bit longer. So let me check when that ends. July 9th, which for me is today. So I'm guessing it ends tomorrow because that'd be July 9th in America. So, yeah, you've got maybe a day left of the summer sale. So if there's anything you want to get, now's your chance.
Yeah.
JB says it's been a slow week. Yeah. Johnny says tomorrow morning. Yeah. Okay. So you've got until tomorrow morning to get your Steam games on sale. This is. I was tempted by Clair Obscur because everyone has been telling me that game is amazing, but it's only 20% off, and $56 is still a lot of money. Like, considering that I could get 10 $5 games or 11 $5 games actually, instead of one $55 game, it's a tough sell. If it drops lower, then maybe I'd probably be willing to pay like $20 for it. But no, it's still too expensive, I'm afraid. What else is on sale? Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. If I didn't hate Ubisoft, I'd probably get that, but you probably need a Uplay account. Oh, maybe you don't. It doesn't seem like you do. Okay. Well, maybe that's worth getting because I did like Heroes of Might and Magic back in the day. Oh, it's not made by Ubisoft. That's why. They must have sold the license. JB says, I never go in anything but 50% plus. Yes. My threshold is like I generally aim for like 70%. Because games frequently get that cheap. But if it's a game I really wanted, then 50% would be enough. Like if Expedition 33 drops to $35, because that would be half of its $70 price tag. Yeah, I could see that. I could probably convince myself to get that. Deltarune. So if you're an Undertale fan, Deltarune is on sale. But there's a lot of crap that I'm seeing here that I have zero interest in. And this looks like Stellar Blade is 33% off. Though again, this is published by Sony, so Sony has a reputation for stealing from people. So if you buy Stellar Blade, you may wake up one morning and not own it anymore.
Yeah, they're a little naughty.
I actually took Stellar Blade off my wish list because of Sony stealing those movies, the like 550 movies or whatever it was that they stole. I was like, well, now I can't trust you. I'm taking Stellar Blade off my wish list because I don't want to wake up one morning and have them say, you know what, thanks for the $110. It was really nice of you, but you're not getting to keep that game. So I'm not willing to risk that. So I took it off my wish list.
I don't blame you. Nope.
Mugenics. I mean, I like the guy who made Mugenics, but that's still like $33. Way too much for like a gimmick game. I'm not going to get that. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much. There's you might find some like obscure stuff if you have an extensive wish list. It's probably worth looking at it. You might be able to get a bunch of cheap stuff, but in terms of like big name titles, it doesn't look like there's anything I'm super interested in. It's not for me, but I did see Red Dead Redemption 2 is 75% off. So if you like Red Dead Redemption and you want to get that, it's on sale. It's discounted, but I didn't like the first Red Dead Redemption, so I'm not going to get the sequel. JB says his friend gifted him Borderlands 4, which I would not have probably played otherwise. I am not a fan of Borderlands. I tried really, really hard to like it. I just couldn't.
Okay.
Johnny says he watched Mauler play Mugenics, and he's waiting until it's lower. Yeah, I haven't seen anyone play it, but I do like Edmund Macmillan. I think Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy are both phenomenal games. But yeah, I'm not paying that much for a gimmick game. That's too much. And I think what's her face? Keep this going for 10 more minutes. Casey Tron got in trouble because of drink driving, and she got suspended on Twitch. So
was it Casey Tron? Oh, too? Because I knew about Emily. What's her face?
Extra Emily got done for distracted driving. She was reading chat and she turned into an oncoming car. Casey Tron was drunk driving and
probably high too.
I promise you she was high. But I think she might. I don't know if I think she might still be suspended. I'm not certain. JB says Westerns are cool. Yeah, I'm really not a fan. I was thinking Red Dead Redemption might be cool because Grand Theft Horse. But I like GTA, but I didn't like Red Dead Redemption. I don't know, changing the theme it didn't do it for me. And yeah, fuck drink drivers. Yeah, definitely. I think she should be fined. I think the punishment should not be a temporary Twitch ban. The punishment should be, some time in jail and a heavy fine.
At the very least, a loss of the license for a significant amount of time.
Yeah, of course. It's endangering people's lives. Even Emily, what she did should get her license temporarily dinged. The punishment for almost crashing into another car should not be a one-day holiday from Twitch streaming. It should be, demerits on your license or whatever the American system for penalizing bad driving is, and a fine. You should you should be actually genuinely punished. You shouldn't get a one-day holiday. JB says beaten with a heavy-soled shoe. Probably don't need corporal punishment. I think you need to start getting into, once you've actually harmed someone, I'm okay with corporal punishment but for almost causing a car crash, I think it's excessive. But yeah, if Emily had actually caused a crash, then yeah. No, but even then, I'd say you probably have to do it deliberately. Casey Tron, if she deliberately drunk drove, then she should get corporal punishment if she actually caused an accident. But yeah, I don't think you can use corporal punishment if someone's just negligent.
I think the thing with Emily is that when she did it, she knew she was in the wrong and then continued to do it.
Yeah.
And with Casey Tron, she's a drunk and a drug addict. I think she just does that.
Yeah. No, I think with Emily, after she acknowledged that she made a mistake and continued to do it, if there had been a second incident, then I would have been, that's in jail. But the fact that, as far as I'm aware, there was only one incident. I mean, she should have stopped what she was doing, but as long as no one actually got hurt,
it's not the end of the world.
I think if no one got hurt, then a fine and demerits on your license and stuff like that is fine. I think corporal punishment's a bit much if there was no actual incident. But yeah, put her in jail for a couple of days. That I've got no problem with. Because it is endangering people's lives. It is negligent driving. And that should carry a punishment. But I think, the standard punishments are fine. You don't need to beat her up.
It's also rules that they can use against other people can be used against you, right? So it's
exactly.
What is considered fair? Well, okay, I don't drink and drive, and I don't drive distracted either because I'd get lost. But
yeah,
at the same time, though, I can understand somebody being young.
I think that's a good metric. Is if you pretend that you are the one doing the crime, what do you think a fitting punishment would be to have applied to you? And I wouldn't want to get beaten up over an almost accident. I think that would be excessive.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently we've got a Tier in chat. So
hi, Tier.
Tier is playing the role of Jack Gunsky. I think he's telling us we need to end the stream.
Oh, well, we got 5 minutes.
No, I know. The Jack Gunsky thing is as soon as he shows up in chat, you've got to end the stream. I think Tier is taking that role.
Oh, no. Why would you do that?
Yeah. Well, you don't want,
well, I mean, I guess Tier isn't kind of, I don't know that you're into weird things. I was just going to say that as a joke. But you know what? Now I am. You are into weird things.
Yeah. No, I think you don't want those people, lowering the property values of chat. So, yeah. Maybe it's better for everyone if we just, sweep this under the rug and just quietly leave and pretend we're not home.
Sorry for being quiet, Terry. I know I've been complaining for months that I'm slowly, gradually getting to the heat point, but we made it to 28 today.
Yeah, and that for a Canadian, that's got to be pretty hot. Because
another week from now to be like 34 or something stupid, but I don't want to jinx it.
No, because if I think about 28 as an Australian, that's hot, even for me, but not hot to the point that I would be suffering the way you are, but I would recognize that as a hot temperature.
Comfortable enough to still go for a swim.
Yeah, and Tia says, "What do you mean those people?" I'm on Minion, so I can't answer that question. I will happily tell you in a couple of hours when we play Smash Up.
Your minions, that's what it is. Those people are minions. They're little yellow people.
You're a degro, I think is 20 degrees Celsius is what in freedom units? No fucking idea.
Not very hot for you guys. I mean, it's warm enough. Like you'd be not wanting to sleep in that tier. I think it's about. If I think American talk, I'm getting close to 70.
Yeah, I think the rule is you double it and add 30 to get like a very approximate answer. So it would probably be about 70. But yeah, 28 then would be what? 56 plus 30, so 86, thereabouts. And yeah, I can recognize that's pretty hot. Like for me, 28 is a hot day. I would very happily exchange my weather for yours because I think you'd like the cold more than I do, and I would like the heat more than you do. So
I don't mind some of it. Like a little bit of both is fine. It's just
16 degrees for me at the moment, so I think that's probably something you'd be more comfortable with.
Honestly, I think part of it's just the building itself. Like some people have buildings that don't breathe very good, if that makes sense.
Yes, I've heard that. With the whole air conditioning discussion, one of the things people were saying is that in England, the houses are built to trap heat, and that's why they were struggling with the heat wave. Whereas in Australia, the houses are built to shed heat, which is because our climate is a lot hotter than England's, and so that's why even like 16 is not really that cold, but it feels cold because the building is designed to shed heat.
Yeah, we're meant to kind of do a little bit of both. Like obviously winter's the higher priority, but
I would imagine so. Yeah, in Canada.
But yeah, we do try to breathe a little bit. Like my parents, I live in an apartment, so it's like the last thought is comfort in an apartment building. But
yeah,
my parents, like when they renovated, no, they've got a ceiling fan that acts as an air conditioner. Like they just turn it on at night because it's just more efficient. And yeah, they draw out all the heat from the day, and then when we go to sleep, it's like burr. And then most older folks, when they were building back in the day, built with the thought of having a basement, because if you have a deep enough basement, it actually takes away most of the heat.
Yes, it would.
It also doesn't get as cold just based off of where it is.
Insulated.
It's just a stagnant heat. So like when it was really that hot, we would just go downstairs to the basement.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Turn on some fans and you're fine.
We have actually hit our time. So talking about the weather filled in time nicely. Thank you everyone in chat for coming and keeping us company. Thank you, Jen, for joining me.
That was good. I'm glad I was on time. Sorry I was a little quiet. I was just like,
that's all right. We'll see you all next week. See you later, guys.
See you guys.